combination is unique of network and host number. In other words, no two machines have the same IP address. So the IP address is a unique address that is assigned to each machine, device, router, cell phone, whatever in the world it is. It has a unique IP address that belongs to, that uniquely identifies that particular device. So the network portion of the address for the devices that are part of the same network is the same. Network portion of the IP address for devices on the same network is the same. The host part is what identifies the machine number for a particular network. But the combination of the two, it ends up into a unique number. The network portions are controlled internationally, and they are assigned by Network Information Center, NIC, called Network Information Center, which is the authority that gives out network addresses. The addresses themselves, okay, so let's think about it. The authority that gives network addresses. So if we get an address that has a network, we get one network address from that authority, which has 8 bits for the host part. Then this means that we can have how many machines on that network that we're creating. The network portion will be the same for all the machines. For the host, we have 8 bits. So the host specifies a number for each machine that's part on our network. That's part of the network. And if we have 8 bits, how many machines can we have on that network? How many unique combinations of 8 bits do we have?
255. 256 basically.
256, right? 2 to the power of 8. 256, so from 0 to 255, so the IP addresses will all start in the same way, and they will end from 0 to 255 for each of the 256 machines that will be on this network. So we can get one address from this NIC, Network Information Center, that has 8 bits for the host, and we can create a network with 256 hosts, each with its own IP address. Yes? What is the question?
Is the broadcast address is part of them, right? So there'll be really 254.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So So this is where the addresses come from, right? That was your question. How did we get the address? So these are controlled internationally, and if we want to get an address, if we are an internet service provider, we will go to this network information center and request one or more network addresses, depending how many portions how many bits they give us in the host portion. That's how many unique IP addresses we get to sell to our customers that we're providing internet to. So originally, big companies requested addresses of class B. So the address that we just looked at is class C, which means we have 8 bits in the host portion. Originally, big companies requested addresses that have 16 bits in the host portion. Why did they request something like that? How many hosts can we get if we have 16 bits for the host portion? Hey, 2 bits are not used, like he said, for broadcast. So 14 bits in the host portion. How many unique combinations of 14 bits do we have? To the power of 14. This is how many? 16,384. So why would a company request a network address with so many hosts? So the company was dreaming that it's gonna grow so big that it will have thousands and thousands of employees, each with its own computer that needs its own IP address. And of course, that did not happen. So when these companies requested these addresses, they wasted millions of addresses. And today the internet is out of IP addresses because of that. So we have run out of addresses, and that's like a disaster because we're getting more and more machines that want to be connected to the internet. We have all these cell phones now in the last couple of years that are now connected to the internet, and we have even more things like virtual machines, and each virtual machine needs its own IP address, different from the address of the rest of the virtual machines that we installed. So we are rapidly running out of addresses.
But we have nets, right?
Yes. So to resolve this issue, what we end up doing first is, when the company requests so many addresses that don't fit, let's say, in class C, we're going to give them several class C addresses instead of one class B address. So let's say they need 800 hosts, so we'll just give them 3 of these class C addresses. Some special cases a local host have run a web server or something like this on your own machine, and you want to connect to yourself, we want to connect to ourselves. Why would we want to do something like that?
Testing.
Well, people install web server on their own computer because they want to run their website or test something. So this is how we would refer to our local computer. A host on this network means the network portion is all zeroed out, just the host is shown. So if it starts with zeros, this means it's on the current network. Broadcast everything once, which means all machines on this network should get this packet. It's a flood. And then broadcast on different network is when we put all ones for the host's portion. So network is specific, but the host is all hosts on that network should get it. And 127, you might have tried this on a web server. 127.0.0.1. This is again loop back to the same machine, to the machine itself.